St. Mark's Gospel was written at a time when the Christian community was growing very quickly. And the writer has Jesus gathering the seed and comparing the growth of the early community to the mustard seeds, which starts out very small. And there was kind of an enigma among scripture scholars who say, it was kind of a puzzle to the early Christian community that Jesus, who was a Jew, who lived as a Jew and died as a Jew, his followers were not among the Jewish people. The biggest growth came in the Greek and Roman communities. And they were kind of trying to puzzle it out. Why was this happening? The early disciples were thinking, why is this happening? And they think that there were a lot of reasons, and they'll argue for years, but one of the theories is that the Greeks and the Romans saw Christianity in a different way than the Jewish community, which is fine. That's the way life was. But one of the big things, and it constantly reminds me of when I went to Greece and Turkey to study the footsteps of St. Paul. The Greeks and the Romans were attracted to the Christian community, not so much by what Paul said or the early disciples said. It's by what they did, how they took care of each other, how they made sure that the widows and the orphans and that were taken care of, and they shared things among them. And it was the attraction that led them to there. Now, there's a theory that the Jewish community was used to that. So they didn't quite see the way the non-followers of Jesus. In fact, it is known that in Antioch, it's the first time that the followers of Jesus were called Christians. So the whole idea is that what do we do to attract people to the church? We can talk and talk and talk, but do we act in such a way that we keep our arms open? That's one of the things I like about Pope Francis. He's constantly keeping the door open, inviting people, not by so much his words, but by his actions. How he reaches out to people and makes everyone feel welcome. No one is excluded in Francis's church. And I think it'll be good that we follow his example and keep our hearts and our arms and our doors open so that we can attract the people as the people in the early Christian community in Greece, in Turkey, and in Italy, and all the other parts of the world. And the other thing, too, let's not worry about those who did not follow Jesus. I always go back to the saying of Augustine, you can tell where faith is, but you can't tell where it is not. Let us be a welcoming people who proclaim the word by our words and by our actions.
Thank you for joining us for the celebration of the Mass today. It's a blessing that you are with us. Every broadcast of this liturgy goes out to hundreds of people and hundreds of people all over the world. It's been an enormous blessing. If you'd like to support this virtual ministry of OLPH, please go to our website. You can support this ministry by going to Give Central so that we can continue to broadcast the liturgy each and every week. Thank you for your support. Most of all, thank you for joining us today. God bless you. Greetings from OLPH.